Continuing our work with cylinders and cones, this time talking about volume. Notice this B is a big B. I call it the big base. So this capital B stands for the entire area of the base. So basically, if I think about like little CDs or DVDs like stacked on top of each other, I'm taking a sliver of that, sliver, adding them on top all the way till I get my height. So again, you got to know the area of a circle, which is pi times radius squared. So in this first example, I'm going to take the area of my big base, which is going to be pi times 4 squared, so 16 pi, and then I'm going to multiply it by the height. So 16 pi times 20, so again, 16 times 3.14 times 20. I get 1004.8, and that would be inches cubed. Volume is always cubed. This example, I'm going to find so it's kind of like I would almost want to stack this up, but what I'm going to look for is again, this is the base here, because I'm going to basically put slivers of triangles lining them up. So I'm going to consider this to be my base and then this to be my height. So it would be like if I were to draw it and like kind of flip it on its side. I'm stacking triangles on top of each other. So again, the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So in this case, I'm going to get 12 times 8 divided by 2. So 6 times 8, 48. And then I'm going to say I have a height of 15. So I'm going to multiply this by 15. And therefore, my volume is going to equal 720 centimeters cubed. Again, in this example, this time I have the pentagon, which is my base. So this is going to give me my height. I'm going to look at it, and again, I'm stacking pentagons on top of each other. So my formula, 1/2 A times the perimeter. The perimeter, if this is 9, 9, 9, 9, 9 times 5 is 54. So I'm going to have 1/2 times 54, and my apothem is 7. 54 times 7 divided by 2 gives me 189, and then I need to multiply it by my height. So again, I found the area of the base. Which was 189, and now I'm going to multiply it by my height, which is 12, and get volume is equal to 2,268 inches cubed. Pyramids and cones. So you'll notice our formulas are very similar. Instead of big base times height, it is 1/3 big base times height. And so I wanted to show a quick video on how this works. It's kind of cool. All right, let's just see this. So if we take our formulas, again, we talked about it. I'm going to take the volume of my cone and I'm going to dump it once, twice, 3 times, and then I was able to fill up that cone. So essentially, we took the volume of this cone is 3 times bigger than the volume that we have right there. Okay. So let's take that to use. Again, thinking about how I would take this and fill up a cone, and it would take 3 whole volumes to equal itself. All right, so 1/3 base. Again, if my diameter is 8, my radius is 4. So again, pi times 4 squared. and then my height is 23. So 1/3 times 23 times 16 times pi. Let's just simplify the top. 23 times 16. And then I'm going to actually divide that by 3. So 192 pi. And then again, usually we round to 3.14. We have talked about in terms of pi. So again, if you need your answer in terms of pi, you could leave it at 192 pi. Or if we use 3.14. So again, depending on what your answer is, if you want in terms of pi or if you want the decimal. All right, again, this is another example of a pyramid where, again, if I were to fill it up with water and dump it, I could fill up a rectangular prism with 3 times. So to find my base, so again, base times height divided by 3. This is just a rectangle. It's actually a square, so it's pretty easy. It's going to be 8 times 8. And then my height is 9. So base times, or length times width times height. And then I'm going to divide it by 3. Right here I see, hey, this can be simplified to 3. So 8 times 8 times 3 is 192 inches cubed. First find the height, then find the volume. Again, it's always helpful if you draw these out. Pull out that triangle. Use our handy dandy friend Pythagoras and say 5 squared plus b squared equals 13 squared. 25 plus b squared equals 169. Again, I have to put 13 in my hypotenuse spot. So when I take the square root, I get a height of 12. Now that's not our answer. We still have to use our formula. So my big base is pi r squared. So 5 times 5 is 25 times pi times my height of 12. We just did math to find 12. Then we're going to divide by 3. I'm going to simplify this right here. 25 times 4 is 100 pi. And then 100 times 3.14 gives me 314. Let's just say units cubed.